everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to ace your base. So the first thing we want to do with our skin is hydrate. This is going to make sure that our skin looks nice and fresh. I prefer to use serums because they do have tripeptides in them. Now what that means that it'll go down to the deeper layers of your skin with hydration, whereas your moisturizers only sit on the first 2 layers of your skin. So I'm all for moisturizers at night time, but just before your makeup I do prefer to use a serum because it does sit a lot better with your makeup. So today I'm going to be using Napoleon Perdis' Skin Renewal Serum all over my face. After we've hydrated our skin with the serum, we're going to move on to a primer. Primers are very important for your skin because it will make sure that your makeup does last a lot longer for you. It will make sure your pores don't get clogged up from any makeup you are using, so it's very protective for your skin. And with the primer that I'll be using today, which is Napoleon Perdis' Pre-Foundation Primer, it does have properties in it that actually are good for your skin as well. So it has vitamin E, chamomile and arrowroot extracts as well. So what that does, it helps soothe the skin if you do have any redness in there as well. So if you are more on the oily side, I personally am not, but if you are, it might be worth investing in a pore minimizer and mattifier. Today I'm going to be using the Autopilot Pore Minimiser and Mattifier by Napoleon Perdis. What this does, it will actually help with any shine you do get down the center of your face usually. So we apply it just to the T-zone area here and a little bit on the chin as well. Now this isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I do like a bit of radiance through my face as well. So today I'm going to be using Napoleon Perdis' Radiance Boosting Primer. Another product that I found was really good for your radiance boosting is the NARS Radiance Enhancing Primer. That's another one you can use as well, but today I will be using the Radiance Boosting Primer by Napoleon Perdis just to give me a bit of a glow to my face. So once we've prepped the skin, it's time to move on to our foundation. So I prefer to use a small stipple brush to apply my foundation. I do find with the half synthetic hair and half real hair, it does help mold your foundation into your skin, whereas using your traditional flat foundation brush, it can sometimes leave streak marks on the face and you end up having to use your fingers to mold that in. So I like to take that step out of it and just go straight to my stipple brush. Today I will be wearing Estee Lauder's Double Wear Maximum Coverage. I don't wear this every day, but for special occasions definitely. It is quite heavy, so not everyday use, but it does give a really good coverage to my face, so I do really appreciate this foundation. Let's put a little bit of the product into my stipple brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit on my cheeks, my chin and my nose. And what I'm going to do, we're going to blend this first before we do put any on the forehead. And now onto the forehead. So once we've done that, what we're going to do is actually get a little bit of that primer that we used at the start in prepping our skin. And I'm actually going to mix a little bit of that into the brush that my foundation was just on. Now what that's going to do, it's going to break down the foundation a little bit. And what we're going to do is just put it down the neck area. And that's going to help blend your foundation out without giving you that sudden stop of foundation. So it's going to be a nice blend. So once we've done that, it's time to move on to our concealer. Now you'll notice when I put my foundation on, I didn't put any of it around my eye area. That's because the skin around the eye area is a lot thinner, so we're actually going to apply something a bit creamier to that area. I am using the One Light Concealer by Napoleon Perdis today in a small flat brush, and we're just going to apply it around where our eye socket is. After we've done that, it's time to move on to powder. Now today I'm using Napoleon Perdis's Camera Finish powder. This one is great because what it does, it actually has light absorbing qualities rather than reflecting, so in photos and everyday life my face won't look like it's a lot lighter than the rest of my body. It's going to give me a nice soft glow. So we're going to grab a small fluffy brush and we're going to use that around our eyes to set our concealer. And then once we've done that, getting a nice big fluffy brush, and we're going to set the rest of our foundation. Now if you are using it just to set the rest of your foundation, I do recommend that you do use a pressed powder because it is used mostly to just set the foundation you're already using. So try to get a powder that complements the foundation you're already using. If you do use a loose powder, that's usually for just using that by itself. You won't use other foundation with it. So after we've done that, it's time to move on to our contouring. So for this I'm going to be using the Napoleon Perdis Couture contour palette. You can also use any kind of darker tones like this. So it's more on your terracotta, more tanny bronze tones as well, but more in a matte shade would be better. So what we're going to do, when we're contouring the face, what we want to do is contour firstly from your cheeks. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to line up from the top of our ear to the corner of our mouth, and that's the direction you kind of want your contour to go in. So you can use your brush as a guideline, and I like to say no more than 3 fingers is where you want the majority of your contour to be, and then we're going to brush it out nice and softly. Just like that. Now what we're going to do from there is a little bit on the temple as well. From the temple into the hairline, and whatever you have left on the brush we're going to actually take down on the jawline. Now you don't want to reapply product in this area because it might be a bit overpowering, so just whatever you have left on the brush from our contouring on the cheek area is what we're going to use down on our jawbone. And now to do the other side. So once your contouring is now done, what we're going to do is move on to blush. Today I'm using Napoleon Perdis Mosaic Quad Blushing. And what we're going to do is, if you smile, we're going to put it on the apples of the cheeks here. So you don't want it to go any further down or any further up. We just want to stay on these apples here, and we're going to blend it back into the contour there. So once we've done our blush, what we're going to do is highlight the face. So today I'm using Too Faced Candlelight Glow. And with a separate fluffy brush, we're going to apply that just on your cheekbone. So you can feel where your cheekbone is just here. And that's basically where we're applying it. Once we've done that, I'm going to apply a little bit of a lip conditioner onto my lips just to get them ready for any lip products that I do want to use. So next from there, what we're going to do is just contour through the eye socket now. So we're not doing any major eye techniques today, it's just really about the base, but you can definitely use that contour through your socket as well, just to give you a little bit more depth to your face. So from here I like to apply mascara before I do any other eye techniques, just so it can really map out my eyes and see where to apply my shadows correctly. So once we've done that, it's back to our contouring colour, and I'm actually going to sweep that with a small angle brush just underneath my eye. Another request that I have had is to do brows. So next we're going to move on to brows. Everyone's brows are different. Sometimes you might have really thick brows, you don't really have to do much except for shape them, or you might have brows like me which are a bit sadder looking and they need a little bit of TLC. So I'm going to show you how to properly shape your brows and how to properly colour them in. So with our brows, what we need to do first is comb down the hair, which looks great. So this will be making it easier to see where our top hairline starts, and what we're going to do is we're going to trace that. So I'm using Napoleon Perdis' eyebrow pencil in Chocoholic. And what we're going to do is just trace that top hairline. So we're going to do an outline of our brows. So nice and easy. So once we have outlined it, we're going to get our little mascara wand again, and we're actually going to comb up this time. And we're going to trace where that bottom hairline is. So basically just making an outline of your eyebrow. Once you've done that, you can basically just colour in between. So this is where it starts to get tricky, is where your eyebrow starts, and this is because a lot of people don't know whether they should do a square or if they should round it off. I personally like to round mine off, but everyone is different. So I'm just going to round mine off where my natural hair ends, and then I'm just going to do a little semicircle and colour that in. And then just get your little mascara wand and comb it all through. Now with your brows, where you want them to start ideally is the bridge of your nose. Mine don't actually grow out that far, so I do have to pencil them in, but you do want it to be where the bridge of your nose is to start about here. Looking directly into the mirror where your pupil ends, that's where you want your arch to start, and where you want your brow to end is from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye. And just line them up like this to give you a good indication of where you want your points to be. So start of your brow here, the arch of your brow here, and then the end of your brow here. Now it's time to do the other one. So you don't always have to use a pencil to do your brows. I just prefer it because I'm used to it now, but you can also use a small angle brush with some powder. That's another way that I used to do it as well, but I just prefer the pencil, but each to their own. So once you've aced your base, it's now time to add a couple of finishing touches. Well, that's my video on how to ace your base today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. All the links are below. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!